Hey everybody, it's Becky from Be Your Best You Coaching. Back to you again today in honor of Mother's Day. All this week I have been offering tips for all of my busy mom friends, and today we're going to talk about meal planning. So I don't know about you guys, but dinner time is not always my favorite time of day. Now don't get me wrong, I love to eat, that's for sure, and I love spending time with my family, catching up on everyone's day, but the whole preparing the meal, cleaning up afterwards, that's the worst part. Those are the things that I don't necessarily enjoy. So one of the ways that you can easily make mealtime more enjoyable is to start planning ahead of time. And I don't know how many of you guys do this, but it's a huge relief to know what's going to be for dinner, and just to have a game plan. So I just want to give you some tips on how to make that happen and how to simplify your life. And so basically, you just have to start. That's one of the most important things, is just to start doing it. And once you start doing it, it's going to get easier, and you're going to find that it becomes a much quicker process. But the first thing you need to do is to assess your week. I don't know about you, but our schedules get crazy because I teach 3 nights a week. My son is in travel soccer, so we may or may not have games. We have practices. We have all of these different things going on. We might have meetings at church or just whatever. There are lots of things going on. So look at your calendar and see, how many meals are we going to need this week? Based on everyone's schedules. And then once you know that, you have to kind of decide, what are we going to have time for? Do we have a soccer game and we need to be on the fields by 6:30, and so we need to have something quick? Or just, to have a game plan and know what you want to do that way. But, summertime is a great time to use those crock pots, and I love to use my crock pot a lot. I don't do it as often as I would like to, but it's definitely a game changer. You can use a crock pot all year long, and it just keeps things simple. You don't have to spend a lot of time. You throw it in there and voila, dinner is done. So you might need those kind of things, or just those quick meals. Something else to think about is, what's your grocery budget going to look like that week? Is this a pay week? Is this an off week? I do my grocery shopping every 2 weeks because we get paid every 2 weeks. And I like to know ahead of time, what are we going to need? When you have your list of meals, you can shop from a list. You actually can spend 40% more money on your groceries when you go to the store without a list. And then you end up forgetting things and have to go back, and nobody's got time for that. But, plan your meals around things you already have. Now, if we're talking about ways to save money here, what are some things you already have? Things in your pantry, things, like in your freezer. What can you use that's you don't have to spend more money on because you've already purchased it. Always plan on leftovers. I know a lot of people don't like leftovers. I do, because I like to have them for lunch. I work from home, but my husband is on the go all the time, and my son doesn't always like school lunch, so sometimes he'll take his lunch too. So if we have leftovers and it's one of his favorite meals or something, he's more than willing to take leftovers for his lunch. So I always plan, if we're doing chicken out on the grill, I always make extra chicken because we know we're going to use that. It's great to put in a salad, or just lots of different things you can do with that. Let's see. Post your menu. This is a biggie. If you create your menu for the week or for 2 weeks, or if you're really good, you do it for the whole month, which I've done before, and you post that on your refrigerator or in your family central area where people can see it, you're more likely to stick to that because it's posted. And so there have been times when I've had to change things around. Maybe a last minute meeting came up, or my son says, oh, I had that for lunch today at school, because I don't always look at the school lunch menu. So those kinds of things, those happen. So, but yeah, always try to include a meal that you've done before. You know, every family has their favorites, and then this way, I mean, I love trying new things, but I also love those old standbys because I pretty much always have the things to make them with. And we're guaranteed that they're gonna like it because obviously I wouldn't be making it if they didn't like it. So, all right, step number 2. Select and calendar your recipes. You know, I don't know if you guys have a master list of recipes. You know, cookbooks, I love cookbooks. And I love to read cookbooks for fun. And I always find all these great recipes that I want to try. And I don't always do it. But, you know, when you have a master list of recipes that you can pull from, it just makes it really quick and easy. So you can go through the list, check off things, yes, we want to do this. And as you're doing that, write down the ingredients that you're going to need when you go to the store. That's always helpful because then you're not having to go back and do it all over again. So, like I said, I always like to try a few new things. Lots of places where you can get new recipes to try. I love the little like tasty videos that come up on Facebook. Some of those, they look really, really good. They're not always good. I've had some fails. Same thing with Pinterest. Pinterest has thousands upon thousands of recipes that look phenomenal. And for the most part, a lot of them are, but again, I have had some Pinterest fails too. So, but just try things out. Don't be afraid to try new recipes. So once you figure out what you're gonna have, fill your calendar. Just go ahead and start writing in all of those things that you're gonna wanna have. And you've created your master calendar. Now it's time to figure out, you know, we need to go to the grocery store, so we need to write our list. And I've already mentioned to go ahead as you are putting your recipes or your meals onto your calendar, go ahead and write the ingredients that you're gonna need. And before you actually go to the store, go through your pantry, go through your freezer, and figure out all of the items that you already have and create your master grocery list so that you've got everything and you don't take a chance on, you know, going by memory, because that, for me, that definitely does not work. And you don't want to forget things, you know, because like we've already said, that's a waste of time. You have to go back to the store, or you end up not making that. And you have the most of the ingredients minus 1 or 2 things, and you say, oh, I'm gonna put that off, we'll do that next week. And then maybe some of the ingredients are fresh produce or something and they go bad. So it's just kind of a win-win when you can write your list and have everything all good to go at the time. And the final tip is to pick your time to shop. You know, go through the sale ads. I'm always looking for a bargain, so go through the sale ads, look for things that are on sale, and figure out. I typically have a day, like usually Wednesdays are my grocery shopping day. You know, if you go on a Monday, you're not always guaranteed that you're going to get the things you want, because the weekends are the time that a lot of people who work, they will do their grocery shopping on the weekends, so a lot of the shelves are depleted, and so if you wait until midweek, they've had time to restock those things, and you usually don't have a problem finding what you need. So figure out, you know, when you're going to go. You've got your list in hand, you've looked at the sale ads. If you're a couponer, you know, get your coupons together, and you know, you're ready to go. Now, if you don't have a lot of time, I know I've never tried this, but I have several friends who use ClickList, or whatever it's called, like at Kroger, where you order all of your groceries online, and then you just schedule a time and you go pick them up, and they take care of if there are any of the items that you wanted and they don't have them in stock. They will substitute something else out for you and actually make sure that you approve of that item before they just give it to you. And so if you don't have a lot of time, I just figured this is probably a huge way to save money, because how many of you guys are like me and you get to the store, you might have a list, but you're walking down the aisles and you're like, oh, this looks good, and oh, these look yummy, and you end up getting more things than you really planned for. So using ClickList or something like that, you don't have those options. You know, it is all done. They shopped from your list, and you don't end up with a bunch of extra things that you don't really need or that you didn't really want at the time. So, but yeah, let me know in the comments below if you've ever used it, because I'm seriously considering trying it at least once. And I think a lot of times your first order is free, but then after that, it's only like $5. I mean, my time at the grocery store is well worth $5. So I would much rather save my time than $5, seriously. So anyway, I hope that these tips have helped you, and you know, in the end, they're going to save you time, they're going to save you headache, they're going to make dinner time a lot easier because you actually know ahead of time what you're going to be serving your family. And you know, so it is going to save you time, save you money, and save your sanity when you actually meal plan up front. So if you have any questions about this, post them below. I'll make sure that I answer them. And come back tomorrow, because tomorrow we've got another topic. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about how, as a busy mom, you can actually fit in exercise. Okay? Don't avoid me tomorrow. Okay? You need to be there. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will talk to you later. See ya.